that long wall is 189 3/4 inches long, and that's from end to end. But because I've got a return on both of those walls, the wall ends, I've got to cut a 45 on both ends of this, and so I want to the long point of the 45 on both sides, on both ends. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is I got to cut a 45-degree angle on here. Okay, so I don't have much room for air on this long piece. I only got a couple inches to play with. And so, where to put my mark? I'm going to measure this base, and it's a 1/2 inch thick, just over a 1/2 inch thick. So if I measure over a little more than 1/2 inch and put a mark, okay, then I can put my square on here if I want, like this. And I could shoot for that line on my 45-degree cut. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to take up too much of this. I could have cut it back in here. Last thing I want is to make this board way too short. Okay, so that's the line I've got to shoot for. Now generally, when you mark your baseboard, you can get a mark, you know, in the center of your base. You don't have to put a square on it all the way across, okay? You don't have to do that, because all you got to do is look at that one line, because we've got the table set up to be square, right? So we shoot for that, and that's all the mark we have to do. But if you feel more comfortable using your square, you can do that too. Mark that. Because the top has the angles, you only have to mark this flat section here. You don't have to try to mark up here and all that. The saw will do its work for you. Okay, so slide that out of the way. Now we've got to get this down. We've got to loosen that up. Flop this over at a 45-degree angle. Tighten this up. Make sure you tighten that up. Okay. Now we're going to cut a 45. Now this is going to be kind of tricky, because the last thing I want to do is get my hand in there too close. You know what I mean? So I slide that up in there. I want to line that up so that it's square to the table. I'm going to hold this down there a couple times. You have to slide that back. You know, hold this tight and see where I'm going to go. You know, that looks pretty good right there. Okay, so I've got to keep my hand out of the way as I'm doing this, pushing that down tight. There it is. You can see right now I'm going to have to keep my fingers clean. I already got a couple grubbies on here, and I have to watch that. But you know, I've got paint on here, but I'm probably going to end up putting another coat on here, doing some touch up on this base after I get it installed. But I like to pre-paint this if I can, if I have a choice. Then I don't have to do 2 coats after it's up against the wall. You know what I mean? Now I've got to set this on the ground. And I've got to measure 189 3/4. And that's why I like the tape measure with a lock on it, because I can pull that out and lock it when I get all the way to the other end. I'm going to have to measure to the tip, not this inside cut that I just made, but the outside, okay? Don't forget to do that. Okay, so I'll put a mark down at the other end, flip the board around, we'll go from there. So I just pull my tape out and I let it sit way longer than the board, and then I lock it. Okay, now I can come up here and hold it exactly where I want. This point to the very point of the bottom. I can eyeball that, just look straight down the tape and look at that. Okay, now I can go over to the other end, mark 189 3/4. The thing I like about MDF baseboard is it's very pliable and flexible. Look at this. Even though it bows like that, you can get a piece of base perfectly straight. And that's hard to do that with wood baseboard. You always get a crown in it or a bow or some knots in there or something like that. This stuff paints up really nice too. That's the two things I like about MDF baseboard. Paints up really nice and smooth, and it's flexible, and it stays straight.